This is IFV, the web space with your dose of business and financial news. In full view, we're making your business our business.
Welcome to In Full View. I'm Marcella Palmer. We're bringing you the week's medium and small business news from New York City, where entrepreneur Ellen Jacob has spent the last 12 years building her book packaging company, Jacob Packaged Goods. The company develops and produces books, magazines, and web-based material for top U.S. publishers. As good entrepreneurs do, she's remained flexible and open to new opportunities within her industry. More on that in a moment. First, here's Shay Maltzby with the Index Performance Outlook for the week ending Friday, August 6th, 2010.
Thank you, Marcella. The NASDAQ closed the week up 1.5%. The Russell 2000 is down roughly 3 basis points. The Russell Microcap Index closes down nearly 70 basis points. The S&P Midcap 400 is up approximately 1.5%, and Canada's S&P TSX Smallcap ends the week up about 1.6%.
The surge in print and digital, or ebook self-publishing, has given rise to fresh niche markets within the industry, like companies providing author services. Entrepreneur Ellen Jacob is crafting a new chapter within her own story. She's leaving the book creation in the hands of the author while offering her know-how to those looking to self-publish.
Ellen, what put you on the path to entrepreneurship?
Well, in all honesty, I got tired of having bosses. I had worked many years as a creative director in large publishing companies, and I decided that I really wanted to be able to be more creative and more in control of the creative, more in control of my hours, and quite frankly, more in control of the income. There's sort of was a ceiling in what I was able to earn in publishing companies, and I felt on my own I would be able to take the skills that I got from them and create a fun, more lucrative business.
And tell us, what business did you end up creating, and what is that business? Explain that.
Jacob Packaged Goods is a play on words because I am a book packager. And a book packager, I like to say, is like a producer of a movie. I put everybody together. So I do a lot of children's books, so I put illustrators, photographers, authors, editors together for the major publishing companies, and they print the books and distribute them. There have been years where my business has been very profitable, and there have been years where it hasn't been. The magnitude of revenue shifts dramatically. I've had 7-figure contracts in good years, and our margins are quite healthy. I think the media landscape, publishing landscape is changing dramatically. And what I've realized is I have all these contacts and all these wonderful skills that I can give to people. It doesn't just have to be a publishing company. We can now self-publish, and it's so empowering for individuals. We no longer have to spend a lot of money to produce a book. The major cost in a book is printing, distributing. So we can, on most books. So we can now self-publish. What I want to do is in my career, everybody has a children's book that they want to publish. And I want to make those dreams come true. And the way to do that is to enable these people to have connections with people who have produced children's books for the major publishing companies. So we will be providing illustrators, editors, and marketers to help people get their children's books produced.
Are you doing this right now, or is it another year, another 2 years?
No, we are actively planning this business, and we're hoping to launch it within the next 6 months.
Ellen, would you discuss the rise in digital publishing ebooks and its effects on self-publishing online?
Sure. Last year there were 288,000 traditional books that were published, and there were 764,000 digitally published books. So I think we all have to agree that digital publishing and ebooks is here. I think it's an exciting, wonderful opportunity, and which sites and how it's done is still left to be determined. So I think the impact has been that the traditional publishing companies have been very slow to come to digital publishing, believing that the consumer and the audience was really going to want to hold on to a paper copy of a book. And I think that they in being so slow, they've given over a lot of digital publishing to new startups. And that, for me, that's the most exciting and terrific, because no longer, at least in children's books, they are published, let's say, as a 32-page picture book. Well, perhaps somebody has a 12 or an 18 or a 16 or a 17-page book. And because we're not using paper, and because we don't have our mind set on what is allowed, we get to invent and have a whole new area. There are many sites out there now that give people advice on how to self-publish books. I think one thing that we all know is that we don't know which ones are going to be successful. They're all too new. What bothers me about these sites is that most of them are very cookie cutter and give people traditional and the same advice. And I say to everybody who wants to self-publish, trust your gut. You know deep down what's right for your book, and you might not agree with what has been traditionally a bestseller or traditionally what a publisher would tell you. My new business wants to do is really partner with you and hold your hand and be part of the creative process in putting your book out.
Through Amazon's Create Space and digital text platform, authors can self-publish and make their content available in print and online. Amazon recently increased the amount it pays some authors with ebooks from 35% revenue to 70%. Other popular sites such as Apple and Barnes & Noble offer similar programs. That's all for this week from the IFV News team. Thanks for joining us from New York City. Be sure to check back every day right here at ifvnews.com for the latest on what's happening around the globe in the medium and small business world.